in the last while. So, a lot like we've been playing some teams that are right there with a lot of desperation trying to get into playoffs. So it's going to be a hard-fought game for sure.
Is it tough for you guys to match that? Because like you said, these teams they're playing for their lives, really.
No, I think you just individually, it's up to you to get up for games and whatever motivates you, you get yourself in the right mindset. But as a team, these are great games to play in. I mean, that the other team's obviously playing for, like I said, to try and get into the playoff spot. But for us, it's about feeling that intensity and knowing that's a lot of the feeling we're going to get from these games is a playoff-like feel from the other side. So it's good for us, and we just got to continue to get better and sharpen up and be ready for our playoff start.
What could you take from the game tape from the previous game that maybe you kind of dialed in and locked down for tonight?
I think obviously it didn't end the way we wanted in the third period, but I felt like through the first two periods we had some really good looks. Their goalie made some big saves. We did a lot of good things, and then we didn't like how it just snowballed in the third period. So there's obviously mistakes in every game, but for us it's about being really, really sound defensively and then creating offense when we can. So, not the result we wanted, and we need a bounce back game.
What's it like when the coach is kind of searching for different combinations on both the forward lines and the deep pairs? Like, what's that like for players?
I mean, we all have gotten used to each other. I think I can only speak for the defensemen. We've played with a lot of different guys this year, but it's just about communication and getting reads and little tendencies on each guy. And I think it's important that, especially with some new guys coming in, you get used to everyone because different situations and different games always come up, and you're going to have to play with different guys. So it's important to get those reps in, and for us on D, it's just all about communication.
Lafferty got his first with the team last game. What have you seen from him through 10 games?
I mean, he's a guy, I didn't know too much about. Just only played him a few times in my career, but man, can he skate? He can get up and down the ice really well, and has really good skills. So just a ball of energy out there, really, and he's really nice to have him on our team, and I think he's been great.
Sam, what stands out about the Panthers and the challenge that they bring tonight?
They've been playing really well of late. They've got a high-powered offense, and they're a good transition team. So we got to be good defensively and get pucks below the goal line.
Sheldon talked after the game about how it was difficult to kind of get into the interior. What did you learn from the last game to kind of help you create more?
I think as forwards, it's just us, just that urgency. As soon as we get it to win our battles and beat our checks to the net, and I think that's how we're going to create offense.
You got your first by going to the net that last game. How did it feel to get the first in the blue and white, and how have you felt 10 games in here?
Nice to get one. Pretty lucky bounce, pretty fortunate, but always nice to produce a little bit, and just feeling more and more comfortable with the group, and we just want to keep taking steps here.
Obviously there's been some injuries. Do you take pride in being a guy who can kind of pop around the lineup in different spots a bit?
Definitely. Wing or center, or whichever side. I've kind of played all over since I've turned pro, so no surprises there.
What's the key to adjusting on the fly when the coach is sort of putting the lines in a constant blender?
I think just communication, as long as you're on the same page with the guys you're going out with, talking out there and supporting the puck, I think that's the biggest way you can help yourself out there.
When you're out there, whether you're playing center or wing, if you have a guy like Chari who's also the center wing guy, is it just a matter of being interchangeable in that regard? Where if you're one of your wingers is also a guy who can go play up the middle or pass someone back?
Yeah, for sure. He's a really easy guy to play with. He can, even if he's on the wing, if he's first guy back, he can be the low guy in the D zone, and pretty interchangeable that way. So, pretty easy to play with.
Sam, in your mind, does your job description change based on where you are on the whiteboard, the line-wise, or?
I don't think so. I just want to play my game regardless of where I'm slotted in. So just try to play in my strengths no matter what.
Have you had time for everything to sink in now that it's been 3 weeks kind of thing, or does it still all feel kind of new?
It's more and more comfortable every day. Getting really familiar with the guys and spending as much time as we can. And I think it's going well. Just got to keep it going here.
Sheldon mentioned you were on baby watch too. Are you wearing a beeper or anything like that? Is that close yet or not?
Getting closer in the next few weeks. So I guess you could say kind of on call at this point.
Do they conflict with the playoffs or no, or is it beforehand?
No, it should be right after the regular season. So hopefully just
like
that
4
sweet-
days between.
Yeah, hopefully right in between there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Perfect. Thanks, Sam. Good luck with that.
Thanks.
Sheldon, what's the key to trying to temper Florida's offense?
Just taking care of the puck, getting through the neutral zone well, and then being above their speed. It's probably as diverse an offense as you're going to face, and they can beat you on the rush, they can beat you in the offensive zone. They forecheck and create turnovers that way. Their D are active. They are very good around the net, deflections, all those kind of things. So there's lots to be aware of. So the best thing for us is just keep the puck out of their hands and play on their half the ice.
Last year they were just a really, really good rush team. I feel like under Maurice they can do a lot of different things, it seems now.
Yeah, for sure. And I think Kachuk's arrival, too, changes it a little bit. I could talk about the diversity on offense. It's not just rush play, to which Kachuk is also very good there, but he's obviously very good around the net, as they have a number of others that are. Reinhardt and all, guys like that are exceptional in that space. So, like I said, there's lots to worry about there. So it's going to be on us to be really good with the puck and be good on offense.
How much do you stress with the guys, and is it a challenge, trying to match the intensity of these teams that are fighting for their playoffs lives that you've been playing this week?
Yeah, it is. It's a challenge for sure. Something that we talk about and we need to match. And I think we've done a good job, especially early in games, or certainly last game. I thought the first period we were real good in that area, and just didn't sustain it to the same degree. And that's really what a lot of the NHL is about, is doing it for longer and harder than the opposition. So that's a big thing, no doubt. So we're going to have to manufacture that here and create our own sense of urgency, which we've discussed, and I believe we'll get a good response from our guys tonight.
As you've been kind of flipping through so many different combinations, Sheldon, what have you been learning?
Well, I think there's a couple of things. Obviously, first we're learning, what Gustafsson can provide us, and feel good about that. We're learning, obviously, about Jake McCabe and where he fits and how we can utilize him. Getting Luke Shen involved. He'll get back in the lineup here today. I just think that's important, as we've talked about, and with our decision to go with 7 defensemen more frequently, with O'Reilly being out and utilizing the depth on defense versus maybe bringing in some other forwards. It's something that we've done, so I think we have learned a bunch there. Morgan Riley will rest tonight, and that'll allow us to use the other 7 guys and try them in some different spots. So I just think it's important here, especially with a busy schedule. Riley in particular is, just come off playing 5 games in 9 nights. So I think having the depth and the health on defense allows us to do some different things at this portion of the schedule, while also, keeping a lot of guys involved.
So Brody back in, and is it 11 and 7 for tonight?
Yeah, we'll go 11 and 7 tonight. Bobby McMahon's not available.
When you is there a point where you want to lock it in, in the lead up to the playoffs, a little more than and maybe just sort of flipping through so many different things?
Yeah, I would say so. Obviously, getting O'Reilly back to full health would help lock in a lot of different things for us. We have an idea of what we would like to look like, and you'll see, as you will tonight, some of those things start to come together for us. So I think it's like I talked about since the trade deadline. It's important that we keep guys involved and keep them playing, most importantly, because it's great to lock things in and all of that. And then you end up with an injury down the line, and you have a guy that hasn't played and you haven't seen him in any different situations, and now you're at the most important time of the year. So that's a tough balance for us to manage, and I think we've been doing a good job of it, as I've said. I think we've won some very good hockey games, won some hockey games against very good teams, and we've played some good hockey. The other night, we played a great first period, save for maybe a few minutes at the end, and then get a good start to the second. And I was looking at it, we're 14 minutes into the second period, we had surrendered 3 shots on goal. So the other night wasn't as bad as it looked in the end. Just comes down to, again, us sticking with it, and I think the chemistry and stuff. The guys have done a good job of adjusting and adapting themselves, and we've seen lots of good moments.
Lafferty opened the scoring obviously in that game. First with the team, what have you seen from him in 10 games?
Well, it's nice to see him get on the board. I think that's the type of goal he's going to score too, right? He's going to have to go around the net. He's going to have to, first of all, he creates the turnover on the forecheck that gets us the puck back, and then he just goes to the net. So that's what you like to see, and certainly has the speed to disrupt. He's shown that to be a versatile guy that can play center for us. We'll put him back on the wing primarily tonight. Allows us to get Achari some more reps back in the middle as well. And mentioning Achari, just with he and Lafferty both is. It's certainly given us a lot more options, a lot more depth, and a lot more consistency in terms of their effort and competitiveness in that area of the lineup.